Sorry, kid.
No shots.
Nobody mentioned the guy with her.
Dumbass. You're so far over your head you can't even see the light.
It's all right. Someone did. Someone was chasing the girl, photographs. It's time to start talking.
I'm not the one who's going to be talking. Живым, пожалуйста.
Да. Levi, you ready? You want to talk now? How about now?
I'm not your enemy.
Those photos. Who paid for them? Who?
They would kill me if I told.
What do you think I'm gonna do?
Poloznev. Nikolai Poloznev.
Where do I find him?
Try the internet. Mudok.
Swear to God, they made me do it, man.
Don't worry, Turk. You did exactly what I wanted you to.
Shit. I really don't ever want to see you again.
Well, feelings mutual.
Welcome to the Mr. Pictures channel. All power is being gathered between different heroes for the threat of doomsday. Even though we still know about the event of secret wars in the future, many mysteries will still happen. Now I will bring the story, in which the vigilante serves as a great help in the fight against Doom. Without further ado, let's get straight to the point. Shadow War. Rise against Doom fragments of silence. Frank Castle woke up under the red sky of a New York he barely recognized. The smell of burning concrete, the distant metallic sound, and the taste of dried blood in his mouth made up the soundtrack to a world in ruins. He didn't know how long he had slept, or even if he had slept at all. In the last few days, everything seemed like a succession of waking nightmares. Cities had fallen, superheroes fragmented, governments non-existent. There was only one name echoing among the survivors and the ruins. Doom. Not the original Doom that Castle remembered from the Avenger stories, the Tyrant of Latveria. No, this was something different. An unthinkable fusion between two of the greatest minds in the multiverse. An alternative Tony Stark, corrupted by a thirst for order and absolute control. A version that had failed to save its world, and therefore decided that ruling was the only way to protect it. This Stark was no longer Iron Man. He had become Dr. Doomstark, a dictator with limitless intellect and ancient magic. And his crusade was simple: submit all variants of reality to his vision of peace. Frank wandered through the rubble with his trusty M4, but bullets no longer made a difference. He knew that. The new enemies were metallic shadows and enchanted. Armor, servants of Doom, who hunted any trace of resistance. But then he appeared. A golden glow broke through the fog of rubble. A figure materialized before him, not with a fuss, but with the precision of someone who had repeated this encounter countless times. It was a variant of Tony Stark, different. It wasn't Doom. It was something between the Stark Castle had known and something much older, more tired. Frank Castle, said the man, his voice choked with time. Are you still functional? Castle raised his gun on instinct, but didn't fire. Who the hell are you? I'm what's left of hope. And you? You're going to wear armor. Frank raised an eyebrow. Are you kidding me? I'm not a superhero. I'm just a man with a bloody past. Exactly why. The world needs someone willing to do what heroes won't do. The alternate Stark held out his hand. A compartment opened. Inside, new armor, black, heavy, with familiar features, but custom made. For Castle. It was designed by Rhodey, before he was killed by Doom. It's the last adaptable War Machine armor, but now it will just be called Punisher Omega. Frank didn't respond, but on his chest, the white skull was beginning to form, reflected by the black shell of the armor. Thus, Fallen and the Damned. The first activation of the armor was brutal. The circuits synchronized with Castle's body like a technological swarm. The HUD projected data from battles already lost, escape routes that had been swallowed by darkness, and interrupted transmissions from defeated heroes. But one last coordinate flashed red. Active resistance. New Avengers base. Location: Madripoor Underground. Madripoor, muttered Castle. Of course it would be in that hole. The trip was quick. The armor's dorsal thruster guided him through the turbulent air. Currents? He landed amid gunfire and was met with hostility until Logan, Wolverine, emerged from the shadows. Castle? You're kidding me. I thought I died along with the captain. Frank removed his helmet. Doom still breathes. That's what matters. From me, the bottom of the base, more faces appeared. Storm, Reed Richards, an aged Peter Parker, and a Jean Grey who held a burning baby in her arms. Peter approached. The armor is from War Machine, but the way he walks is old Frank's. I didn't come to make friends, Castle replied. I came to wrap this up. Reed Richards activated a holographic map of the galaxy. He controls 17 fused realities, each with its own rules. He is no longer a man. He is a living convergence of technology and sorcery. Logan pointed his finger at Frank. And what's a soldier in armor going to do against that? Frank looked up, cold. Everything you were afraid to do. The Seed of Ruin, Frank Castle remained silent as Reed Richards adjusted the levels of the containment field around the secret base in Madripoor. The vibrations of reality became increasingly unstable. The excessive use of dimensional portals was opening rifts in the very fabric of the multiverse. We are running out of time, muttered Reed, rubbing his temples. He's accelerating the process. Doom doesn't just want to rule, he wants to replace the concept of free will with predictability. Jean Grey, still holding the baby engulfed in psychic flames, approached Castle. You don't understand what he's doing. He's not just Tony Stark with a cape and a grimoire. He's absorbed variants of Dr. Doom himself. He has part of Kang's essence. She hesitated, feeling fear even in her own thoughts. Inevitable. Frank kept his gaze steady. Every man bleeds. Peter Parker approached. Now wearing cobbled-together parts of the symbiote suit he managed to control after losing MJ to an attack by Null-guided symbiotes, before Doom absorbed Null himself. He is not a man. He is what happens when someone who has saved the world so many times decides that saving is no longer enough. He wants to shape, correct, replace pain with absolute order. Frank adjusted his helmet and activated the armor's technological symbiosis. Metallic lines covered his shoulders, forming shoulder pads shaped like skulls. The reactor in the chest emitted a purple-red glow. And what's the plan? He asked directly. Reed Richards activated a new projection. We have found 3 points of collision between realities where Doom does not yet have full control. If we attack simultaneously, we could break the magical coherence that supports his throne in Chronoheim. Logan spat on the ground. Chronoheim. That damn kingdom between seconds. A place where time isn't linear, and pain repeats like a broken record. Frank clenched his fists. Who are the targets? Reed pointed out the names. Doom's Cosmic Sentinel, a version of Thor under Doom's mental domain, who guards the Tower of 1,000 Vortices. The Corrupted Watcher, Watu, reprogrammed to watch and report any deviation from Doom's plans. The Daughter of Doom, an entity created from the DNA of Pepper Potts and the cosmic brain of Xandar, designed to succeed him. Jean lightly touched Frank's shoulder. You're not going to get out of this alive, you know? Frank looked at her as if he had known this from the beginning. Dying isn't the problem. The point is to make it worth it. To Tower of 2,000 Vortices, the mission split. Logan, Storm, and Jean set off for the Corrupted Watcher's domain. Reed, Peter, and Johnny Storm would infiltrate the Daughter of Doom's data cores. Frank Castle, alone, was tasked with facing the Cosmic Sentinel. He arrived at the base of the floating tower with a seismic impact. His boots activated the gravitational stabilizers, but the air still felt like it weighed 1,000 tons. At the top, amid beams of energy shattering the sky, was him, Thor. But his eyes were an eerie blue. Mjolnir was covered in elven inscriptions and Chitauri technology. His cape was made of temporal cloaks. Doom had transformed him into something hybrid, something almost divine. Castle, I saw your death in Zith, the echoes of time. Now it comes true. I didn't come for glory, Frank replied. I came for justice. Thor attacked with the thunder of eternity. Frank fired antimatter missiles and temporal acceleration grenades. The combat was not just physical, it was spiritual, dimensional, a collision of philosophies. One point, Castle was thrown against the pillars of the tower. His blood dripped under his armor, which was already smoking. But something happened. The remaining symbiote inside the armor reacted. Complete symbiosis began. Frank Castle, Punisher Omega, now became something other than machine or man. He became a judgment. "You were a god," Castle said, raising his hand. "But he sold his soul for a throne made of lies." And then, he pulled the trigger on his ultimate weapon, a memory capsule extracted from Jane Foster, which contained Thor's true heart. Upon being hit, the Cosmic Sentinel screamed. His body exploded with light and memories. He broke free from control. With a pained look, he held out Mjolnir to Frank. "Take it, and finish what we started." Frank held the hammer, not to become Thor, but to hurl it at Kronoheim, as a warning. Continues. What did you think of today's story? Leave your opinion here in the comment, click the like button, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. Until next time, bye.